What's good with it, y'all? What's good with it? Welcome back to A1 Hoop Zone. What's good with the Dan Bear Salute team, man? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, I had to switch devices, man. It was being a little weird. Internet connection not doing good and all type of stuff going on. But we back with another one like we never left. Salute to you, bro. He said, "Let's go Lakers." Absolutely. It's gonna be some tough sledding for that one, though, man. I can't even lie to you, bro. It's gonna be some tough sledding for that. But we're gonna rock out anyway, man. We're gonna rock out like we been here the entire time and ain't missed a day. But shout out to y'all again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Appreciate you coming through, checking out the content and the live. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. I ain't gonna be on here for too long. Definitely wanted to be here, give y'all the quality over quantity. But we definitely gonna cook on some things, man. I know a lot of people spread out, fan right now, checking other content creators out. Normally where I would be and things of that nature, man. But I've decided to take a break from a few things. Definitely be behind the scenes, hit the like button, you know, already subscribed to some channel, but definitely hitting the like button, supporting the channels and things of that nature that I go to. And those that know, y'all know my support is real. It's not fake, not phony. And that's this is what I do, man. But anyway, we gonna rock this thing out. Call it the revenge tour, man. We coming back with the vengeance on everything and anything. First, right off the bat, man, I'm gonna talk about this Steve Kerr situation, man. They're saying Steve Kerr is public enemy number one. How do we feel about that? It sounds about right. Being public enemy number one, he's sitting here playing a role where he kind of trying to take accountability as best as he can for everything and things of that nature. But the public not gonna let it down, man. They gonna anybody that's a Jason Tatum fan, they gonna get that man Steve Kerr an earful every arena, everywhere he step into from a I guess just going around in general, but I was gonna say from a coaching standpoint, when Steve Kerr step into that Boston Celtics arena, man, he might mess around and take that off saying his back hurt. He might not. He might mess around and skip that first game, if possible, because he go in there, man. They gonna give him an earful. Jason Tatum gonna be trying to have the game of his life to be on his helmet as best as he can, and it's gonna be one of those situations, bro, where he putting himself, or I wouldn't say necessarily Warriors, but he putting himself between the rock and a hard place. What do I mean by that? We saw what happened in the Olympics, man, with the coaching decision, and we heard about Ty Lue and Coach Spo was the ones that kind of took over to get Team USA back on track and get them rocking and rolling. So that's already a knock towards Steve Kerr, right? But at the same time, with Steve Kerr, right? Let's be honest, man. We haven't had an opportunity to see how he is as a coach without him having one of the greatest shooters of all time, and then the second greatest shooter of all time, and obviously a playmaker in Draymond, and just kind of the chips fall in line for the type of team he's had. Right? We've seen situations where it's not necessarily his coaching; it's just more so the players out there playing. And I broke this down in a different video or live. I can't remember which one, probably both actually, saying that we've seen coaches that draw up plays, understanding coaching key moments, putting together lineups and things of that nature to maximize their ability to win and stuff like that, man. We know coaches that coach. And wholeheartedly, I believe Steve Kerr is not one of them. What's good with it, Just Do? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. I believe Steve Kerr is not one of them. And why do I say that? I don't see him drawing up X's and O plays and things of that nature outside of the fact, again, him having the greatest shooter or greatest shooting backcourt in NBA history. Outside of that, I don't really see anything else. There ain't nothing else that wow or woo me, or you can rave about his coaching style or his coaching ability or the type of coach that he is. There's a litany of other coaches you can name that you've seen the X's and O's. You've seen the respect that's been garnered from X, Y, and Z players that have said this about this coach, raving about their defensive schemes, their film study work they put in, things of that nature. We've seen those type of things. With Steve Kerr, I don't see any of that, man. And I'm gonna be quite honest with y'all. I honestly believe, like, well, we see this Warriors team as it's currently constructed. It ain't going nowhere fast. It's not. My question is, will Steve Kerr job be on the line if he provides two more subpar type of seasons? Will they still consider him this glorified coach, or he's one of the best to do it and things of that nature? Will they consider it? I'm gonna say the Warriors organization, that's gonna be a hard look. They're gonna take a hard look in the mirror at that situation and understand that, like, okay, we got to bring in a different voice. We got to. There ain't no way in hell as a head coach you allow a Draymond Green and Jordan Poole situation to take place and happen, and you say that was one of the hardest moments that you've ever been mad at Draymond. Like, as a coach, that's something that can't happen. It's something that definitely can't happen. But it did happen. How did they respond to it? They didn't respond to it in no manner of holding no accountability and him laying in the Draymond ass about it. They didn't do that. Only thing they did was kind of tuck tail from the situation of it, shied away from it, and said that that was something that should have never happened, or something that should have never been released to go public. To me, that don't sound like a leader from a coaching standpoint that has control over his locker room. That would never happen under a Pat Riley head coach in that locker room. It's not going to happen. Why? Pat Riley he commanded full control over that locker room. Phil Jackson had full control and command over that locker room. What did he have? Obviously, we know he had one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time in Jordan, but he understood what's good with a T. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. He understood how to masterfully like control that locker room. And he understood, hey, Dennis Rodman needed to go have him a vent. He needed to go vent and have a drug outlet type of weekend, allegedly, however you want to put it. But he needed that. But at the same time, he could reel them back in. When he say something, they listen, all of them. When Pat Riley say something, they listen, all of them. And it's like Coach Spo the same way, bro. Coach Spo earned his stripes to be able to say something and have a back and forth with D Wade. And guess what? D Wade listen. He earned that with Jimmy. Jimmy do what? He say something. He listen. So it's like all these things came from you putting in the work and the groundwork to be able to say something to these players and have a certain control over your locker room. Tom Thibodeau, even though he run his players into the absolute ground, he still has a control over his locker room. And it's like Ty Lue, exact same way, bro. He stepped up and stepped to LeBron to not only gain LeBron's respect, but also at the same time show that he has full command over that locker room. That's why he was one of the highly sought after coaches when he became a free agent coach and he left the Cleveland Cavaliers. And so a lot of people don't look at this from that perspective. They don't understand that when you have control over your locker room, you probably get more performance and better results out of your locker room. Coach Popovich, we know he has absolute say so in that locker room, but because he garners and maintains their respect amongst his players because he treats them all the same. When you look at Steve Kerr, there is no control whatsoever, no control. So for him saying, like he messed up by benching Tatum and all that type of stuff, it was like, nah, bro, like just come out and say it, man. In reality, when you look at this Olympics, the truth be told, and we're gonna keep it 100 here, we're not gonna BS nothing. Like I said, this is the revenge tour. I'm coming out. We're not pulling no punches, and we going straight for the jugular. In the case and situation of this, the Olympics, we looked at it as they wanted it to be the big three. You had the three oldest players, also considered one of the top three players in the league. If not, they're all three of them are within the top five in the league right now. LeBron, Curry, and Steph, all American players right there, right? So when you looked at it, they wanted to emphasize on it being the old heads leading the way, but also their first time kind of playing together, being LeBron and Steph teaming up at this magnitude. Obviously, we know KD and Steph played together. We saw the results of that in the regular season with how they was able to just absolutely take like we knew what that Warriors team was, man. But the emphasis on it and the truth of it is they wanted the old heads to lead their way. They wanted Steph and LeBron and KD to shine in those moments, which is why Anthony Edwards came out and said it, saying that like we had the three veteran lines or the three lines with the black mains, and we was the youngest. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm paraphrasing, obviously. He said some other stuff, but it's like he came out and kind of alluded to the fact that he understood the assignment, which was follow behind the old heads. They're gonna get us there, and as youngins can shine in our moments when it come to us. And we saw how that played out. We saw the semifinal game when they was in shambles when it came to dealing with Serbia, and who bailed them out of that? Steph, LeBron, and KD. We saw what happened in the gold medal game when it started to get tight. France was making a run, and things started to look a little bit shaky. What happened? Steph, LeBron, and KD. More so, obviously, we saw Steph put in the bed, but it was just quality buckets at the right time between them three players. The poise that they play with and understanding how much time was on the clock. KD again came out and said it himself. In that situation, he said he looked up at the clock. If we could get it down to this, we know we in good standings, right? And he said once he looked up at the clock and they saw that it was down by this number, oh, this is our game now. He knew that. They didn't have the lead. The game wasn't tied. They just knew they was within striking distance. And guess who had the striking hand? Steph Curry. That is a player. If his hand get hot, you ride that motherfucker until it fall off. You feed him the ball at all costs, even if it's detrimental to the team. That's one hand, and they get hot. You got to ride it. You got to ride. You have to feed that man the ball, and that's what they did. And he closed the show for them. Absolutely closed the show. But again, what did it boil down to? LeBron's leadership and poise, understanding the assignment, timely possession, timely plays, got him the ball, did it. What did KD do? KD could have forced a shot up because we know KD is a walking bucket, a 7 foot walking bucket himself. He understood the assignment because he already had played with Curry. He knew when Curry gave it up to him, when he swung in the ball with that double team with Fournier and Batum was right there within the mix in a 2-on-2 situation, and then Fournier went to double. As soon as KD got the ball, if y'all noticed in that play, and again, I'm talking about the gold medal game, France versus USA. If you break down that play and go back and watch it, as soon as KD caught the ball, he didn't look nowhere else. He didn't think about passing to LeBron or nobody else. He didn't think to score. Look at his face when he got the ball. He got the ball and literally made one fake little pump fake and gave it right back to Steph. He knew the assignment right away. He knew it was an escape pass to get himself back to reset to make a move. He knew that because he played with Steph before, so he knew Steph's game. We seen with other players that didn't play with Steph, Joel Embiid, prime example. When Steph gave him the ball and he was coming around trying to do like another screen and pop situation, like Embiid didn't know what to do and he turned the ball over because he thought Steph was going one way when he wasn't. And again, that comes with you not playing with them. LeBron and him had the same situation where they had turnovers because it was a miscommunication, but KD knew the assignment. So again, it was a focal point of saying Steph, KD, and LeBron were the reasons for this. Even though you just won a championship, as far as and I'm speaking from Steve Kerr perspective, like he should have just came out and said that it was about the old heads. Because when you just win a championship and then you go to Team USA, you gonna think that your um your role or your responsibility is gonna be a little bit bigger, right? And that's why everybody is in such an uproar about the situation is that they saw Tatum just won an NBA championship, and what has happened since then? He won a championship. There was a conversation. He became one of the highest, if not the highest paid player in the league and all of those things, right? We saw all of that happen. And then he go to Team USA and then he's pretty much relegated to a bench role or getting benched and not even finding minutes within games. He's getting DMPs from coach's decision. Like y'all don't understand how that is. Like that's something where if you understand the sport, you get what I'm saying. But at the same time, for him, it was a shock. It was an absolute shock just to like his mentality, his like his pride. You could tell it was a shock to him. So for him, you know what I'm saying, he coming out saying, it's gonna be revenge, it's gonna be a revenge season. That's cool. Like have that type of mentality, have that type of energy, but at the same time, like make sure it's you. Make sure that it's a part of who you are. If Jalen Brown was saying that, I would 100% believe it without a doubt in my mind because Jalen Brown gives off that type of energy that it's a revenge season, it's a revenge tour. I'm coming after y'all, and that's what it's gonna be. When I look at Tatum and hear him say it, I can't take it as the same just because I don't really see that type of energy up in him. Like I don't really see that coming from him. Could be wrong though. I could absolutely be wrong, and we could see Jason Tatum come out there and absolutely beast it out, and they mess around and go back and repeat, and then guess what? Conversation is to be had. But at the same time, for Steve Kerr, and again, I'm only talking about all this to kind of double back to Steve Kerr and saying he should have kept it real and just said that instead of trying to make up all these little phony excuses. Because the Celtics fan, they're not buying it. Even though he probably don't care, Celtics fans not buying it. Tatum definitely not buying it. And then like the rest of the league is looking at him like he's goofy as well. But at the same time, not only are they looking at you, they looking at the type of coaching job that you did on Team USA. And then you got people looking back on the fact of you as a head coach. And speaking of Steve Kerr, as a head coach, what other type of accomplishments have you had when you haven't had your biggest players out there? What have you done? Were you able to stay 500 or above 500 when Steph and Clay and Draymond were out of the lineup? Hell no. But it speaks to a fact of it comes down to your coaching as well, man. Like, look at that Spurs team. They had no business beating some of the teams they beat in the early part of the season, but they did it because they was just a team. Greg Popovich, hell of a coach, but had them boys ready. He had them boys prepared. I just feel like Steve Kerr not gonna get the job done. I feel like he is not the option. I feel like he's not the option as good of a coach as they try and give him credit for. I honestly feel like he's not a better coach than Mark Jackson. But again, Mark Jackson laid the groundwork and foundation, and Steve Kerr just moved in and reaped all the benefits from it. You know, it is what it is. It's just one of them things. It happens as basketball. It's one of the things gonna happen. But at the same time, like I'm not giving him all that credit. I'm not giving him all these accolades and all this, like looking at him with this heap of high praise and stuff like that. Like I'm not doing it. I just don't even care like that. It's just one of them things when I look at him, I don't see it like that, bro. It's like you're not getting that from me. You're not getting no type of love like that and stuff like that, man. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is when it comes to that, man. But my next thing up, man. Congratulations to Joel Embiid securing the bag in a major way, getting that extension, 193, just shy of 193 million contract extension. So Philly is showing they all in on him. But I believe that Joel Embiid is all in on them. That man been giving them everything and then some over the past few years, playing through any and all type of injuries and things of that nature. I mean, y'all gotta excuse me, man. Somebody over here trying to do something with their car and messed around and start letting the alarm up. But y'all gotta look at it this way, man. This dude MB was playing through like not even having half of his body functioning correctly and was still out there trying to get in buckets. Y'all let that sink in, man. Like, like it's not a laughing matter, but it's the truth. Like this man, half of his body wasn't functioning right, and he was still out there trying to get in buckets. Like that should speak volumes to the type of player that he is, and what it is he brings to the table, right? So that shows Philly he's all in. He's willing to give up his body to the fullest. Now, shout out to him again for securing the bag and things of that nature. Paul George coming there, Maxie's getting paid the money he getting paid. Now we got to do a wait and see moment and seeing if trust the process going to really turn into something, or is it just going to be a catchphrase that's going to forever live on to mean absolutely nothing. That's what we're going to have to wait and see. But leading back to Joel Embiid giving him everything and playing through injury, when you look at his counterpart that used to be there, the ex Philadelphia 76ers player, which is who? Ben Simmons, absolute embarrassment. He posts another video of him shooting jumpers, calling it the comeback. Man, only thing he coming back to is coming right back to that bench, bro. Like coming back to letting people host down or letting people down and going back into the relegated role of being the best dresser on the bench. I have absolutely zero faith in Ben Simmons to return to the game to be able to handle it mentally. His mentally is fragile as hell. His mentality and mental is that of an eggshell or worse. Like this dude is so fragile from the point of like it's over with. Like once your mentality is broken, bro, like there is no coming back from it when your skills and how you are as a player requires you to step into that dark room to face your fears. His fears is what? Shooting jumpers. He's not a shooter. Jump shot doesn't look bad, but he's not a shooter and he does not want to shoot. That's his thing. He wants no part of shooting the ball. So what team you think gonna go out here and pay you for you to go out here and be dressed in street clothes 99% of the time? And then when you go out there, you're pretty much a point forward that refuses to do any type of scoring. We're not gonna sit there and act like Ben Simmons isn't skilled. He's highly skilled, but he's broken mentally and physically. Like I ain't never seen somebody so young go through like so many injuries to the point where this dude is like it's like he sneezes, he's having surgery. Like it's insane to me. And the other person I can think of where he's had back situations and injuries and stuff like that was Michael Porter Jr. We all knew Michael Porter Jr. before coming into the league, or I think his first year, he had to have back surgery, right? So what did he do? He revamped, he went rehab, he got himself situated, got himself right. And what are we seeing? We're seeing Michael Porter Jr. that's confident playing and still trying to evolve his game. What do we see when we look at Ben Simmons, a person that absolutely does not want to evolve his game? Teach said Simmons is a disappointment along with Zion. I can cook on the Zion one for you. Actually, that's a good segue, but I'm gonna finish Hibachi and Ben Simmons though, and then I'm gonna move to Zion for you. But Ben Simmons is just one of them people, man. When you look at it, skill sets is there, but just absolutely petrified and scared to shoot the ball, to go to look to score or anything like that. This is a person that got mad at the fact that he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year against Rudy Gobert and went and dropped him off for 40. So he has the ability to score. It's just, but again, all those things were at the rim, and which is fine. Like you can be an at the rim player, right? But then you're going to become unplayable in situations towards the end of the game, a la, again, Rudy Gobert, a person that I probably shouldn't say, but it's like a pick on him. But they don't expect Rudy Gobert to go out there and give you buckets. They don't expect for him to have a offensive bag. They don't expect that. My thing is, I'm confused and I don't understand this for Ben Simmons is I only got if I could speak to him, I would ask him why. Like, why are you scared to shoot the ball? Why are you so hesitant? Why are you so reluctant? Why do you want no parts of wanting to show that you can actually score? Why is that? I'm confused. Brother Judge do say the money ruined him. He started with the bag, and didn't he never materialize into a star? Exactly, bro. He started with the bag, believed his own hype, and then he just fell apart from there. It was like literally once he got to that part, like that part of understanding that okay, I got the back secured already. I made an all-star team. I got all this hype behind me. You know what I mean? I can make it this far without having to do this. And but the thing is, I don't understand why he's scared. That's the part I don't get, or why he's reluctant. Markel Fultz is a prime example of a person. Again, I hate to bring him up again. They absolutely broke this man, and he revamped himself, came back, and now you'll see if he's wide open, he's gonna shoot it. He don't care. He don't care. It's a mentality thing, and that dude is just absolutely scared. Brother just do say he don't play hungry. In my opinion, he just be out there going through the motions or some shit. That's a fact, bro. He go through the motions, but now it's gotten to the point where people are like, we don't even want you to go through the motions. We'd rather send you home. You know it's bad when your own home country national team tells you no. Like they reject you reaching out to them to to become a part of Team Australia. They rejected him. They didn't extend no invitation. They rescinded the invitation. They were like, nah, we don't want no part of that. We don't want no part of that. T said, good example. Folks came back. Exactly, bro. And that's my thing. Like Michael Kidd Childress, or was it Michael Kidd Gildress, or whatever? I can't remember his jump shot was ugly as hell, but he was still out there lock loading, cocking it to the side, shooting that thing. And I'm like, bro, I'm confused. Like Ben Simmons' jump shot does not look bad, but for some reason he's scared to shoot it, bro. I don't understand it. Um, T said, dude saved his own career. That's a fact, bro. He got in the gym and put in the work and definitely did that. Just Dude said, I remember they were saying false jumper was broken. Now look at him. Exactly, bro. It's like they I don't know, man. It's for him. I see Ben Simmons being up out of the league, bro. I don't see nobody willing to pay him what he think he gonna get paid to play. So I honestly feel like he gonna be worse than a Blake Griffin. And we know once Blake Griffin left, once he left the Clippers, he went to Detroit. And then I think he went to the Celtics and went somewhere else. Like he just started bouncing around. He was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up, bro. I know I'm not the same. I can shoot a little bit. I'm not scared to shoot a little bit. I'll definitely do it. But everybody knew what when Blake Griffin was young, we knew him for what? Postering everything and anything walking that was near the rim. That's what we knew Blake Griffin for. What do we know Ben Simmons for? We know him for playing hellified defense. We know him for his offensive IQ from a passing standpoint of being a point forward, but when it comes to like offense, if he's not dunking her at the rim with a layup, he's not shooting a mid range. He definitely ain't shooting a three. He's not shooting a mid range either. So it's like it became extremely predictable to deal with him. And what happened? Man, people just start sagging off daring him to shoot, bro. And it's like, oh, yeah, if you can't evolve your game, you're gonna be up out of there. I believe this is last year. Me personally, I'm tired of the off-season hype videos showing you shooting jumpers and you scared as hell to do it in the game. I'm tired of seeing it. So for me, that shit whack. It's out the window. I don't believe it. It's one of them things where I look at it. I'm not giving it no credence. I'm not giving it no substance. I'm not breathing life into it. I'm not doing none of that. I don't believe. If he was a person, I wouldn't believe a word. Or like if he was a pastor, I wouldn't believe a word he say. If he was like something else, I wouldn't. I'm not believing a word of it, bro, because he hasn't shown me anything that's going to give me the truth that that's what he gonna do. I haven't seen it, and I don't believe it one bit. T said Fultz was broken when he got to the NBA. Something happened, and he started shooting weird. Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like when you look at his college game, right? And I believe he played for Washington. I could somebody correct me if definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was either Northwest or Washington. I can't remember. It was one of the two. In college, Markel Fultz was deadly. There's a reason why he was number one overall pick, bro. Like the dude mid range was nasty. He would shoot threes when he wanted to, but his mid range was absolutely nasty. So people was like, damn, like this dude, he attacked the rim. He definitely can get up, good passer, handle the good ball handler, everything. Like Marco was the full package. Between the transition from going to college to the NBA, something happened where somebody got in his ear telling him his jump shot was something, and then he started having self doubt. And what happened? That bleeding into his game. His jump shot went from being a fluid motion to all of a sudden it's like he opening a plastic bag type of motion. And then he got in the off season, worked his way back, and now he's shooting that thing, and it looks more of a natural shot. Same thing with Lonzo Ball. Exact same thing with Lonzo. Lonzo wasn't reluctant; he just had an ugly ass shot. Like Lonzo's shot is ugly as hell, but he's never been reluctant to shoot it. LaMelo's shot ugly as hell, but guess what? He launching that motherfucker from the hip. So it tells you it's a mentality, it's a mental thing. Ben Simmons he's broken, absolutely broken. Now, from what my brother T said earlier about Zion, only thing with Zion, bro, and he showed some off season pictures of him that he done lost weight, and he's looking thinner, he's looking leaner, he's looking healthier. It's just a matter of his weight. His weight kind of dictates his injuries a little bit. When you're that heavy, that explosive, that fast, you're gonna get injured a little. You're gonna be a little bit more injury prone than most. So we'll see how this weight loss that he did, how that affects his body and his health. For him, that dude, all he got to do is stay healthy, and keep his weight in balance, and he's good. He doesn't have any mental blockers. Zion is built like he's built like that. Like he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna get it back in blood type of person. Like that's the energy I get from Zion. It's just again, like when the only knock on it is when you have your team, or your agent constructing part of your what is it part of your contract saying, it has to do with your weight. Like it's a weight incentive type contract. That's not a good look. That's the only thing I can say is not a good look. That's why people kind of getting on him about that. You know what I mean? It's just talking about his weight. So for him, he just needs to stay healthy. Teach said Zion need to get on the boxing regimen in the off season. No, I wish I could. I wonder if I can try and pull it up now. He done lost some weight, and he looking much like leaner, healthier, and he done put in the work. Like I saw some recent photos of him, and he posted it himself. He done put in the work, so he done. But the only thing is, can he maintain that for the entirety of the season? That's the thing that we're gonna have to see, because they done came out reports and said, that young man love to eat. Like they said that, what I'm saying, that young man love to eat, and in certain places, hell, they had to kind of kick him out of restaurants and stuff like that because how much he was eating. So that's a real thing, bro. That's not one of them things where it's a fake situation. It's like nah, like they legit had to kick him out of restaurants, or there was like restaurants, so they would be calling people like or calling his agent like, hey, like so yeah, that Louisiana food now, and New Orleans food that'll get you. You sitting there eating some heavy seafood boiling, some other stuff. Yeah, that it'll get you right in the wrong kind of way. Well, when you're a professional athlete, I say in the wrong kind of way, but for the most part. I think Zion good, man. I think Zion good, man. I think he done figured it out. I think he gonna lock in, and I think he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with next season. Long as he healthy, that New Orleans team is absolutely scary, bro. Like all that potential right there, absolutely scary. And they only gonna get better because they young. That's the other part, bro. They young, and they only gonna get better. And a lot of people are sleeping on the fact of how good this team is. My bad, y'all. Helicopter going by. When you in Cali, that's what you hear all the time. What is it? Fire trucks and helicopters. You hear that nonstop. That's one thing you gonna hear nonstop. T said, how's the Emirates tournament going? I haven't even watched it, bro. I haven't had an opportunity to watch anything as of late at all. Like barely any, next to none, no TV. Haven't really been on YouTube even to be able to kind of lock in and go and be as active as I typically am in chats and stuff like that. I show up, I hit the like button, and if I can, I just listen through. If I can comment or be active in the chat, I'll do it. Otherwise, I just been MIA, man. Or shadow listening with, again, hitting the like button. No hating, but definitely hitting the like button. I just haven't had the energy to kind of want to deal with comment or certain things, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I ain't gonna say that is like YouTube's getting watered down or nothing like that, but at the same time, it's just all the narratives and stuff like that is getting watered down. All the people not wanting to give its credit and all, like all the little, yeah, all that weird stuff, man. I just ain't got the energy or patience for it right now. So I'm like, I just make sure I go support where I support, and then I keep it moving, man. It's the only thing I can do. Two kids, another on the way that's due next month, bro. Like, nah, I ain't got the energy, I ain't got the time, none of that. I ain't got none of that right now. So I was like, if you see me in the chats and I say what's up, like, just know I'm still there. Because if I'm in there and I say something, most likely I'm sitting and I'm listening to the end. Otherwise, if it's something where I don't feel like hearing, what am I doing? Hit the like button, let you know I'm in the house, and I dip. If you want to test and see if I'm still there, all you gotta do is say A1 or say something, and you'll get a response. If you don't get a response, most likely I'm not there, or I'm listening, and you'll get a response at some point, right? But if you really want to know or you care to know, that's all you gotta do. Otherwise, just know I came through and support it, and that's all I can do is come through and support, man. But for the most part, I'm like, bro, I can't handle too much of kind of hearing about all these weird narratives and same kind of topics or things. It's nerve wracking, bro. It's like this is too much. But but anyway, but for Tatum, because I kind of segued away from a little bit, I think a lot of pressure is on him, man. A lot of pressure is on Jason Tatum, in a weird type of way. A lot of pressure is on him because people are looking at him as, how is he going to bounce back? How is Jason Tatum going to bounce back from everything that he had to go through in the offseason of him winning the NBA championship? Like, I feel like he didn't even get to have like a championship type offseason or a championship type, yeah, offseason of enjoyment. Like, I feel like when you got your mom speaking out about what's going on with the Olympics, or when you got all these players, or when you got fans, like, those Celtics fans, bro, they not going. They not going to stay silent, especially if it's one of their own, and one of their own that just won them a chip. They not going. So it's like this young man had a lot to deal with from a standpoint of, like, how do I, like, for him, he's like, how do I deal with all of this? He goes and get a new back tattoo showing him and his championship, holding the Larry O'Brien trophy, and he's saying revenge season. Okay, he's gonna have to show us that. He's gonna have to show us what that means. He's gonna have to show us, like, what type of time he on. More specifically, I know when he plays the Warriors, he gonna definitely try and go for 50 plus. I know that's what he's gonna try and do. But for his revenge season, the best way to get a revenge season is go repeat, win another championship, and you be the sole clear cut best player of that team, that you led them to the championship. That's the best way to kind of cap off your so called revenge season. And as y'all saw my thumbnail, a lot of people probably didn't peep it, when what Kobe was saying is that, like, for him, that was the season prior where the Celtics won. And he said, y'all enjoy that. Y'all enjoy that shit. I'm coming back next season. It's not gonna be the same. And what happened? The very next season, he came back and won a championship. He locked in and came back and won a championship. That's the best revenge that you can potentially have on a team, as to do just that. What's good with the autism boy? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. That's the best revenge you can get in the off season, is getting better, coming back in the next season, and dubbing at your revenge season, win a championship, and be the sole reason and clear cut favorite, is showing, like, You're the best player on this team. This is why y'all won a championship. This is no shot at Jalen Brown or nothing like that, but you have to be able to stamp have your stamp of approval on this season type of thing. And again, it's no shot, no type of divisiveness or anything like that for him and Jalen Brown, but it's just that's what he has to do in order for it to be taken serious. Otherwise, it's gonna be one of them things that we just kind of look at and say, hey, you just kind of all talk from a standpoint of, revenge. Like, what do you mean by revenge season? You know what I mean? What do you mean by that? T said revenge story sells. It definitely do. It definitely do. And he got the perfect setup right now for him to kind of bounce back from this season because he gonna have everybody pulling for him, all the players, all the fans, and all of that. Because for him, he probably not looking at it and saying that he feel like he was done wrong, but you can quite clearly see that it wasn't the type of experience that he had hoped for going and joining that Olympic team. That wasn't the experience that he was hoping to walk away with. Like we all can kind of agree and say that and know that wasn't the experience that he was hoping to walk away with from the Olympics, right? But at the same time, you did win a gold medal. You garnered the experience. You got to see how all that stuff works. Now you got to be able to capitalize off of that and look at it. Okay, like what is he saying, right? He's saying revenge season. Does that mean he has the perfect setup for him? Is he going to take advantage of it? If he doesn't take advantage of it, then what does that mean? Like, what will it mean if he legit go in there and kind of have a mediocre season and kind of go his way through, and the Celtics don't win a championship? You're gonna have people looking at it fun, like, what the hell? Like, what did you mean revenge tour? Like, what did you mean by that? You're gonna have people saying that. You're gonna have people looking at him weird. That's just gonna happen. The Autism Boy says Kevin Love better than Chris Bosh. Um, nah, bro, cause Chris Bosh can do everything Kevin Love can do outside of throwing a full court chest pass or over the head pass, and Chris Bosh is more athletic. So it's like I probably would go with prime. I would go with prime Chris Bosh over prime K Love, but Kevin Love is a beast. Like I ain't gonna sit there and hold you. I ain't gonna act like he wasn't. Kevin Love was an absolute beast. Shoot the three. We seen that man, and when he played for the Wolves, where he was giving them 20-20 games as if it was nothing on a regular basis, nonstop. We seen that type of stuff. Like that man is a rebounding machine, bro. And then he turned himself to a knockdown 3-point shooter. Yeah, hats off to Kevin Love, man. What's good with it, Jay Gibbs? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate. He said salute to Email Doku, little cousin, and the fam. Salute to you, bro. But yeah, man. So it's like for me, when him saying, revenge tour, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. The stage is set for you. Now it's a matter of you going out there and executing the game plan and making it work. That's the only thing that can be said. That's the only thing that's left is Jason Tatum got to go out there and he got a game set match this. He got to treat this like tennis. What's good with it, Demetrius? Right, salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Yeah, we had to clap back in, man. I missed last Friday. Everybody was sick, things of that nature. So family come first. So I gotta make sure the household's straight. But we back, man. So we got the live going today. Videos gonna be coming daily again. Starting, I might drop a video today. Otherwise, it's gonna be dropping. Got some interviews lined up, trying to get current NBA player on, if not ex NBA player, and then got somebody else that played overseas. Perfect timing for the having the topic and discussion of Dennis Schroeder, goofy ass, and other players speaking out and kind of clarifying what that means. Overseas ball versus domestic basketball, what that means, and the difference between the two and stuff like that. I'm getting all them lined up for y'all, man, so we can definitely rock out and cook on them things, man. But back to it though, back to it. So Jason Tatum got the tattoo, got all this stuff. He got to come out and he got to perform. So he putting more pressure on himself to go out here and perform. So we're gonna have to wait and see if he can respond to it. That's the one thing I can say for sure. Autism Boy said, yeah, Chris Bosh is better than Kevin Love here. Yeah, it's a tough pick, man. Because when you look at again when you look at a prime Chris Bosh and then you look at a prime K Love, you can't go wrong with either or. It's hard to it's hard to pick between the two, just because like when you see their game or how they play, it's very hard to pick between the two. And so for me, I'm like. I'm like, bro, it's one of them things, and I look at it and I see it. I see, getting to watch Chris Bosh back in the day and how he played, and then getting to see K Love again playing for the Wolves and things of that nature, and then him going from the Wolves, going to my like going to Cleveland, winning the chip with LeBron. It's like, yeah, you can see the evolution and growth. So you got to get that man his credit for sure. Like that's the easy thing I can say. You said what did Dennis Schroeder do? Oh, man, it's kind of old teach where Dennis Schroeder was talking about. He was sitting up there saying that NBA, like I'll paraphrase it. NBA is glitz and glamour. Playing overseas is pure basketball. That's the short version of it. What's good with the ETB? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Um, let's see what else, man. Let's see what else we got. Jay Gibb said that Clayton Clark Angel Reese vid is dope. Y'all check that out. Appreciate you, Jay Gibb. I didn't even know you saw that joint, man. Yeah, I had to give my take on that, man. I had to give my take how they trying to, they not enjoying what they seeing. They not enjoying and looking at the fact that you got a women's version of Bird and Magic from a rivalry standpoint, but at a higher level, you got a situation where they keeping the W alive. They bringing the fans to the W. They bringing excitement and viewership to the W. That's what Bird and Magic did when they got in the league and had their rivalry. It went from the college days, from Indiana and Michigan, and then they went to the Lakers and Celtics. What are we seeing right now? We saw a situation from them, Caitlin and my girl Reese playing in college. And then what did they do? Went to the NBA, and that rivalry is still there, bro. So it's like you have to take advantage of that, and you got to know how to be able from a fan perspective and standpoint, look at that, enjoy what you're seeing, enjoy the work that you're seeing being put in, and enjoy the fact that again, it's bringing fans to the game, it's bringing viewership to the game, it's promoting the game. The W has never been this hot. Let me take that back. The W hasn't been hot like this in an extremely long time. At one point, you almost talked about the W going out of business. Like, let's be honest. And now here we are talking about these two women leading it as rookies, leading the W from a perspective of viewership. But then you got other rookies that's balling out of control. Like, it's insane, bro. So yeah, it's one of the things you got to do it. Brother Demetrius Brighton to build with that super chat, man. $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you supporting the grind, supporting the channel. You didn't have to, but I got to make sure you much appreciated, man.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Appreciate you, bro. Like VC did, like Vince Carter did in the Olympics, jumping over that 7-footer. You went above and beyond for me, so I gotta do the same for you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you supporting the grind, supporting the channel, man. T said I ain't mad at that. I'll see what I have to say when you cook on it. Yeah, I cooked on that already. Teach about them two, man. I can't remember the thumbnail. Like, I don't know if you look back, if you got some time, whenever you do, and you want to hear basketball. I think I got Dennis Schroeder and KD in the thumbnail, or I got Dennis Schroeder in the. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, bro, he got some light work, but I think I might have cooked him on a different live on somebody else joint too, just because I was like, that's absolutely insane to me that that this dude had the nerve to say that. But I understood what he was trying to say. It just didn't come out correctly at what he was saying. So I was like, man, let me do the right thing and see if I can get a hold of any connections of people I know and that played overseas or playing overseas and see what their take is or what their insight or what they got to say about what he said. And again, if you play overseas and then you either played NBA, made an NBA roster, seen it firsthand and things like that, you can see the difference in skill set or different type of style of basketball that's being played. You can tell the difference. I used a great example and I said it. I said the San Antonio Spurs was a prime example of seeing European basketball before it got to the level or before it's getting how it is now. And I look at it from when you had Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Elliott, Robinson, and a few other people. They played extremely selfless type of basketball where they did not care about the numbers, they didn't care about the individual stats. They didn't care about the individual numbers. So them for me, they're the prime example of what that means. That's how I look at it for them. When you look at European basketball, they play technical. They play extremely technical ball movement and team oriented basketball. The NBA is definitely a lot of ISO and stuff like that. But you see, the ones that's winning these games are people that's playing team oriented type of basketball. Yeah, you're gonna have a couple of stars that's gonna step up in those pivotal moments, but for the most part, team oriented basketball is what's gonna win you the championship. Plain and simple. Uh, Autism Boy said, "Do you think Chris Paul better than Tony Parker, bro?" Man, I say this. At one point, bro, Tony Parker was a guard that was a force to be reckoned with on a whole nother level. And that was a dude that he was giving people absolute fits and absolute business. Mid range, wouldn't shoot the three as much, could shoot it, but wouldn't. His thing was getting to the rim, layup, package, passing, following the game scheme. Is like, yeah. The one thing I think he kind of lacked was playing defense, though. He'll get his ass lit up on defense. So I think Chris Paul holds the edge in defense and holds the edge in passing and probably ball handling too. Tony Parker was more of a get to his spot type of guard, or again, following the system type of guard. Chris Paul is like his own system of a guard. So I get a slight edge to Chris Paul on that one. At least that's just what I think. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all who do y'all get an edge? Who do y'all get an edge on? What's good with everything? Boxing salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. I don't know if I said did I catch it early? My bad, ETB. I thought I caught that thing, man. Thought I caught that thing. Said salute to the chat. Yeah, man. It's so like that. That's my thing. What I gotta say about the difference between CP3 and Tony Parker. I could be wrong. There might be some Spurs fans. I know Demetrius Bright is a Spurs fan. He might be in there punching the air right now. So what the hell they want talking about? Tony Parker was way better than him. I could I could be wrong, but we gonna see, man. We gonna see. We gonna see. Let me see what Demetrius Bright said. He said, Tony Parker has footage of giving Chris Paul the business to the point that whenever he played the Spurs, he stayed at Parker's house. Yeah, bro. And that's why I said, like, it depends on which version of CP3 versus Tony Parker. Because, man, Tony Parker was a beast, bro. Like, I ain't going to sit here and hold y'all. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to act like he wasn't. Tony Parker was like one of them dudes that you had to give him his credit. Like I remember him, he was absolutely butchering the Heat. And then he lit up my Lakers. Tony Parker, he lit up a few people, man. He lit up a few people. I just wish he never lit up, his teammate's wife. But that's another story. You know what I mean? That's another story for another day. Actually, that's not my story to tell. But I just wish he never did that. Having that smell on his rep. That's the only thing that people kind of look back and say, like, bro, you was on some Derek Fisher type of time. That's the that's the only thing that people kind of look at him and they got something to say. Like, bro, what the hell wrong with you, man? Like, it's just, it's one of them things. That's the smut on his rep. That's the situation of it, unfortunately. Jay Gibbs said, good analysis, got to add the rings. Exactly, bro. I wasn't even going to bring the rings up. We know he's a multi-time champion. So it's like, if you look at it overall from success, you got to give it to Tony Parker. But if you look at it just from individual, lining them up side by side, you give it to CP3 from the sole perspective that CP3 can play better defense than Tony Parker. Even though we know Steph Curry had CP3 out there popping it on the handstand for a little bit with that double behind the back crossover, but it's one of the things, man, where I still, if it was me and I had to go prime for prime and I had to pick one for my squad, I probably would go with CP over Tony Parker. That's just me. But looking at the total success, it's clear cut that Tony Parker got the rings. You know, he got the rings. You can't argue it that much. Demetrius Bright said Tony Parker's teardrop was yeah. That dude had an amazing floater. Yeah, Jay Gibb, you already know, bro. I had to take a shot at him just because that's some wild business right there. Absolute wild business. I was just watching Chris Paul did play with Blake Griffin. That's true, but you got to look at it this way, man. Blake at one like Lob City was one of the things where it was something that you didn't see it at that type of magnitude. But then when you look at when you look at Tony Parker, bro, he played with the big fundamental, and then he played with David Robinson, who was again another big fundamental. That's more so, I think, where Tim Duncan kind of got that from. Like when you look at David Robinson, bro, that was like Captain America out there playing. You know, a little Captain America action figure. Dude was swole as hell, but stiff as hell. Right? Tim Duncan, I do it out there looking like a fundamentally sound Gumby. Like there ain't a single muscle on his body, but he knew how to utilize his body and get to where he needed to get to and give you buckets. And then was smart as hell defensively as well. Probably the flattest jumper we ever seen in NBA history, but he was breaking backboards every opportunity he got. Man, he banking everything in. Bank was open on Sunday. And that's the only person I've ever seen that a bank shot when it ain't even necessary, just still bank it. Only person ever. But you know, hats off to him. Hey, you can't. Tim Duncan, man. If y'all ain't heard, bro, Tim Duncan be listening to. He be Tim Duncan that have some goddamn Chicago drill music on riding down the street, man. If you think I'm lying, hey, go look. Hey, if you think I'm lying, go YouTube and pull up a video of Tim Duncan listening to music. Tim Duncan was the most blue collar thug I ever seen. Tim Duncan was a blue collar gangster, bro. Like, listen to Tupac hit him up. That man out there listening to diss tracks. I wouldn't be surprised right now if he playing that "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar in his car right now, bro. That man Tim Duncan was a bona fide. He was a church gangster. Y'all ever seen a pastor that got on a suit and y'all don't think that pastor throw hands with somebody and take off that little clip on bow tie, go out there, knock somebody out, come back in, clip it back on, and continue his sermon. That's Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was like that, bro. Jay Gibbs said CP did used to have the 2K handles. He did, bro. He did. He had them for a while, and then that man became to the point where you see him every 2,000 minutes. For those of y'all that ain't sure what that means, it's only 84. What is it? 48 minutes. It's only 48 minutes in the game. So y'all do the math. Y'all see his ass every 2,000 minutes. That's what Chris Paul became. CP3, or yeah, being from Mr. 2K handles to CP3. I see y'all every 3 months. That was what he became. See y'all every 3 months. Show up, play one game for half a game or half a quarter, and all of a sudden he out for 3 months. It's unfortunate, sad. Hopefully, the situation in San Antonio works out for him. He got an extremely young, hungry core of young players there being in San Antonio. Obviously, we know he got a Hall of Fame coach and Coach Pop. We're going to have to see how that plays out in San Antonio for CP3. But I think he more so there he's there to definitely mentor these players. I just hope he don't teach them how to kick these players in the nuts, man. We know CP has some dirty tactics, bro. That man was a nut assassin. Like, that man was up there kicking everything moving. He was Draymond. He taught Draymond the way. CP3 was Draymond's sensei in a way, dude. That man out there on some dirty tactics. But for real, no BS though. Like he's there to mentor them young guys, man. Show them the way of how to be a true professional, getting ready for these games, going through the motion. I'm sure the Spurs are going to try and utilize him in certain situations where it's like pivotal moments within the game, where it's like playoff situation or situational basketball. They bring him in and allow him to kind of work his experience in the way and do the things like that. But it's hard for somebody at that age to be able to do something like that. You know what I mean? A little bit older now, a little longer in the two. How is he going to perform? You know what I mean? If he gets hurt again, what's going to happen? They're going to turn him into a player coach. Same type of situation they did with Tim Duncan, where he was transitioned from a player to more of a player coach to kind of help out Coach Pop. Like it's one of the things where that's what it was. Um, Autism Boy said CP3 did have a 2K handles on Jay. He did, bro. Demetrius Bright said, "You right. CP was a dirty, especially at Wake Forest. Yeah, bro. That dude, that dude was man. CP was. I still remember a game we used to hit somebody, or he hit somebody in the balls a couple times and react to the refs like what? I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, you can't be doing stuff like that, man. Autism Boy said, "Is Yao Ming better than Chris Bosh?" Well, they played two different positions, so I can't compare the two. I can't compare the two. Yao was a beast in his own right, though. That's only one of the few 7'5" guys I've never seen that could shoot a mid range. He could shoot a three if he wanted to. High basketball IQ, good passer, rebounder. Had a little handle on him too. I think that was Steve Francis. Was it Steve Francis or was it no, it was against Portland. Damn it. I can't remember which team it was where Yao Ming hit him with that wrap around behind the back on a fast break and one dunk that thing. I can't remember which team that was against, but Yao was a beast, man. Yao was definitely a beast. Um, Jay Gibbs said he was though. Yeah, absolutely. He said, didn't he spit in Rondo on Rondo? Yeah, bro. Try to be sneaky about it. Rondo pieced him up real quick, like bro, like hey, Rondo not for them games, bro. See, if they would have let them squad it out, I think Rondo would have dirt napped. He would have dirt napped CP3. I ain't what is it called? I'm not promoting violence or nothing like that. We are non. Who am I lying, man? I'm not promoting violence, but I ain't gonna say we're a non-violent channel over here. We just don't start nothing. That's the difference. We just don't start nothing. But Rondo, yeah, Rondo about that. He liked that. He came out and said it on what is it? Was it Club 500 podcast? The boy Jeff Teague and them over there doing great work on their podcast. Y'all go check that out, man. Man, that entertaining as hell. If y'all ain't heard none of them, go listen to Jeff Teague tell a story about something. It's entertaining as hell. But anyway, Rondo kind of came out and said it, bro. Like the situation, like I'm not one of them, bro. Like we're not going for that. And Rondo, obviously in the situation, him growing up in front of the Boston Celtics fans in front of their very eyes as a rookie playing with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett, bro. Like you gonna have to have some tough skin. And if y'all not familiar, them Celtics fans over there, bro, like you look like me, you're not gonna get the same love as you would if you look like Larry Bird. I ain't creating division. I'm just stating the fact. If y'all don't believe me, go look it up. There's plenty of players that look like me, including the one and only Mr. Bill Russell that said it himself. And we know Bill Russell played from 1822 all the way to the mid 1900s. Bill Russell said it himself, bro. Bill Russell older than some vampires out there. So y'all let that sink in, man. Y'all let that sink in. I was just was like, oh, okay, yeah. He said, I can see why you can't compare it to you. Yeah. Y'all was a 5 and Bosch was a 4, so I can't compare the two. You'd have to compare Yao to like a who can we say, man? I won't do the height comparison, but you got to compare Yao to. You can't compare him to Shaq because we all know Shaq was one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant player in NBA history. But you got to compare him to like a Dwight was considered a center, I guess. Like compare him more to like a Dwight or a Venus Sabonis, like people like that. That's what I would compare him to. Like, yeah, bro, telling you, man, telling you. I just said Jeff T did play under Mike Woodson for a season. Yep. Jeff T was in the league. He was in the league for a minute. He was in the league for a minute, bro, and he won a championship with Milwaukee. Everybody forget he was on that Milwaukee Bucks team too. Everybody don't remember or don't know that he was on that Milwaukee Bucks team. He didn't scratch a minute. He was out there being Thanos Antetokounmpo, the smaller version. But we know Jeff T. Yeah, he didn't get when he played for Indiana or he played for Atlanta. T used to give people the business, bro. Like y'all don't sleep on Jeff T. Um, I just boy said he did play in the '60s. I think yeah, that's what I said. 1880, 1800s to 19 mid 1900s. Bill Russell 610 years old, man. Demetrius Bryce said, I met CP3 and Tim Hardaway at Fort Bliss when I was in the Army. Both of those dudes suck. They only gave autographs and pictures to the females. He said, F the kids and the brothers. Yeah, bro. Tim Hardaway is a different breed. Tim Hardaway, Mr. Crossover, he is a different breed. I don't know about him, but Chris Paul, same thing, man. He an interesting one as well. Little interesting one. Try to do all his little kid camps and stuff like that for more so for we know they do those things for certain reasons and obligations and things, bruh. Try to uphold a certain type of image and whatnot. We know how that go. We know what that is. We know what it means. I ain't dumb to it. I definitely know what it is though. But yeah, Demetrius Bryce says Shaq best comparison is Wilt to Stilt and the ref to dominance. Um, yeah, I mean that's the only other center that you can look at and came in with the hype of being able to be absolutely dominant, where they couldn't like he was completely unstoppable. But then again, Will was playing against people my height, bro. So that's the part that make it tough. But from the dominance perspective, it's like, hey, it's not Will's fault. He was out there playing against people my height, bro. Like they didn't have many people. They didn't have many 7-footers to produce to kind of, go head to head with him. That's not his fault. You can only battle against what you're given. So that's definitely a factor. He said, Jay Gibb said Ray Allen versus CP3. Well, two different positions. Definitely two different positions. So I can't compare the two. For CP3, bro, for another guard, I think Tony Parker was a hell of a comparison. But if we choose another guard that never won a championship but just go from skill for skill and stuff like that, you can throw Steve Francis in there. You can throw who else can you throw in there, man? From a standpoint of just like I think I can't even. I'm not gonna say Derrick Rose. Everybody will pick Derrick Rose over CP3. That's not even a question. Would people pick CP3 over Russell Westbrook? Would people pick CP3 over? And again, I'm only going off of guards that hasn't won a chip. Would people pick CP3 over Damian Lillard? Like those are good comparisons and questions I would throw out there. Where people pick those players, pick him over those players. You know what I mean? Um, or my brother Autism Voice say, where do you rank Tim Duncan all time in your opinion? For power forwards, bro, he's got to be top three for power forwards. He got to be top three. If you remove the championships, you can go top 10. But with the championships, because you always got to include their success and winning to go with it, you got to put him. You got to put him top five at least. You got to put him top five. I'd be shocked if anybody had him outside of the top five. Because it's hard to look at it from strictly power forwards. You got, let's just say, you got Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, KG, um, Anthony Davis, and we going strictly fours. Strictly fours. I would throw Rasheed Wallace in there as a four. Um, what the second little helicopter? Rasheed Wallace is a four. Who else can I go with, man? Who else can I go? Who else can I go? Now, Melo was more of a. I think Melo was a three. I think Melo was lined up more with the three, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had him at small forward. I know KD is a three. Trying to think who else for a four. Who else, man? Who else? I know Lamar Odom was listed as a four, but Odom was a he was almost like a three more than a four, man. I just feel like who else can I go with, man? Who else can we go with as a four? Chris Webber. For sure you gotta throw Chris Webber in there. Said Charles Barkley. I mean, you can throw him in there. You can throw him in there. I just thought he was an underside for it. And I'm going more modern. That's within that same era. Within that same era is Tim Duncan. Demetrius back in that super chat. Appreciate you wrote that $5 super. He said Tim Duncan the best power forward of all time. I'm not going back and forth. None of y'all. Salute to you, Russ. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming through hitting that super chat again. Let me get you right real quick.
Just look at this spectacular takeoff. He jumped over his head.
Appreciate you going above and beyond for me. I got to do the same for you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Uh, you said Karl Malone. Yeah, I go Carl. I don't know, man. I be having like a slight bias towards Karl Malone, bro. But I ain't gonna cook him too much. But I was just going more so just off of that same era as Tim Duncan, like the players I was naming. But I think that's kind of almost it, man. There was other players that had opportunity, but they just didn't pan out to kind of reach their full potential. But it's like that list for power forwards though. It's not too many of them. There ain't too many that you can really throw out. I probably got to remove Anthony Davis. Matter of fact, if I want to go strictly within the Tim Duncan era, because I don't remember if Anthony Davis was playing when Tim Duncan was playing. Said Daniel Monster and Kmart. Yeah, I think Kmart though, like his thing, man, he just he could rebound, block shots. The only offense Kmart had was he was dunking on people. That's pretty much it. That's the only thing. I think Jimmy Jackson was a three. You talking about the light skinned dude that played for Sacramento, right? The light skinned cat for Sacramento. Optimus says Jerry Sloan overrated as an NBA head coach in your opinion? Nah, he ain't overrated. Jerry Sloan would have won a championship if they did not have to go up against the damn Chicago Bulls, bro. That was their Achilles heel. They just ran up against teams that was just stacked to a point where they just played in the wrong era. It just wasn't their time. It just wasn't meant to be for them. And sometimes that type of stuff happen, bro. That type of stuff happens. Like there ain't nothing. There ain't too much of nothing you can do about that when you just are playing in the era where you just run up against a team or yeah, you run up against a team that is just it's just not meant to be for you. It's just not in the deck of cards for you. Kind of like Chris Paul. He didn't play for every which kind of team that could give him an opportunity to make a push. And it just has not been in the cards for him. It wasn't meant to be for him type of thing. And I'm hoping that's not the case for Russell Westbrook, but it's kind of looking like it's the case for him too. Is that he gave it all that he could, bro. He didn't been traded damn near as many times as Chris Paul now, and it's looking like it just wasn't meant to be for him. KD, KD just went somewhere went somewhere that allowed him to play freedom of movement or free basketball, and he got himself a chip. You know what I mean? Demetrius Bright said Dallas, Jimmy Jackson. I'm gonna have to look that one up, bro. I can't remember. Only one I know from Dallas that was a forward was strictly Dirt. Dirt, Dirt, the only one I got for that. Remember Hito Turkoglu? Absolutely, Turkoglu was a beast, absolute beast. Tony Kukoc as well. That's the funny thing. He was a forward. I forgot about him. Yeah, Turkoglu was a beast too. Like them boy, man. Bro, we didn't have so many players that came through the league that just whether it be a European ball player or other player like that other dude, the other player, man, that they used to give that players hyped about. He was giving Jordan the absolute business. I can't remember his name. He was like I think it was a Spanish dude or a European dude that the league was like, he was an absolute problem, bro, because he could shoot everything and he had a handle and he wasn't scared and he was talking his ish. I just don't remember his name to save my life. But his time was cut short for due to whatever reason. So it's like, some things is just not meant to be. Autism was, I mean, Jerry Sloan did have Stockton and Malone and could not get the job done. Yeah, but you got to look at who he was going up against. He went up against Jordan, Pippen, Phil Jackson. Like he went up against, one of the best duos in NBA history, and arguably the best duo of NBA history, as far as from a guard perspective. And a lot of people saying Jordan is not, if the best player, if not one of the best players in NBA history. So that's a tough thing to overcome, bro. Stockton is a hell of a point guard. Karl Malone was a hell of a forward, but when you got an answer for them two, just with your B list players, then you got this A lister, A plus player, and then you got another A plus player that's right there too. It's like that's hard to deal with. Demetrius Bryce said the two best players in college that didn't make it in the NBA was Carl Wright, SMU, and Stevie Thompson, Syracuse. Yeah, bro, and that's the thing too, man. Like it's hard as hell to make it to the league, and then because it's like the stars have to be aligned for you, but at the same time, it's a matter of you gotta put in the work. You have to put in the work. You can't quit. You got to put in the work, and the opportunity presents itself. You got to capture it. You got to be ready for that moment. But also, life happens to a lot of these other people. Injuries, accidents of some sort, whether it be car, wrong place, wrong time, stuff like that. Those things happen. That's real. It's a part of life. Um, Autism boy said Jerry Sloan had was it De'Aaron Williams and Carlos Boozer too, and they never won a chip. Yeah, I don't think nobody ever looked at Williams and Boozer as two players that was going to lead them to a chip, honestly. Because I mean, at one point he also had what was that AK-47, Andre Karolinko. Who else did he have? There was one other person that I can't remember. Cam White, man. Yeah, somebody else. He's had a couple other people that was nice for their team, but they just then that time that Dan Williams there, they ran up against who? My Lakers. So it's like, yeah, bro, it's one of them things, man, where it's just timing is everything. Demetrius Bryant said most slept on white player was Rex Chapman. Bro, I don't know about other people. I didn't sleep on Rex Chapman at all. That him and what's his name? Dan Marley. No, no, Dan is it Dan Marley? The one from Phoenix. The one from Phoenix. I think it was I think it was Dan Marley's first name. That dude was cold. All of the Berries, Rick and Brent Berry, cold. Or was it Rick? No. Yeah, Rick, Brent, and John. All three was nice, but two of them was super nice. I know Brent was the one that won the dunk contest, having on having on the warm up joint. So yeah, brother, it's something, man. Autism boy said, yes, I agree. Jerry Sloan is not overrated. No, he ain't overrated. Dan Marl, okay, Dan Marl. I knew it was one of them. I couldn't remember. Rodney McCray was a great forward in Houston with Thorpe. Yep. So it's like, bro, you got plenty of like, man, that list is so long and so wide with that, bro. Going down memory lane, naming all them players and looking back at the things them boys did and should have been doing, man. My apologies, y'all. We still over here. We still over here trying to work through everything. Oh, 415 was it? Yeah, 415 over here. Brother Autism Boy said, hey, by the way, great stream. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through, checking it out. Hope it was entertaining. Hoping it was love. Definitely wanted, like I said, wanted to get back in and tap in with everybody, get these live streams back up and going, keeping my consistent time every single Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Um, Keeping video content coming daily, dropping them joints, letting it be known. So y'all hit that notification bell, check that, make sure y'all get them. We working, man. We got to get back into it. Like I said, man, we was sick for a little bit. Family was sick, had some stuff going on at the same time. Fires going on over here in Cali, all type of stuff. So, like I told y'all, man, got to make sure the family right first. Once the family right, then I come check on the online family and get this content out to y'all and get this cook in with y'all, man. But definitely appreciative of everybody that came through. Shout out again to my brother Demetrius Bright, double tapping that super chat. You didn't have to, but definitely appreciate you doing that, man. And anybody else that hit the like button and support the channel, definitely appreciate that. Subscribe as well. Anybody catching the playback, y'all heard that. Put that on loop and repeat. Hit the like button. Show to the channel if you're new. Feel free to leave a super thanks. If you don't know what that is, bag out, hit the like button, four icons over to the right. Says thanks. Click that, follow the instructions. You can support the channel that way, man. But again, man, I think I tapped into everything I wanted to talk about. Again, I wanted to tap on. We talked about Joel Embiid and his extension. Shout out to him. $193 million extension, I think 3-year extension. Jason Tatum, we're going to have to wait and see what that revenge tour is going to look like, man. Shout out to him. Steve Kerr, I believe your ass is up out of there within the next 2 years. um, hey man, I ain't no love lost over this way, man. I feel some type of way, but I gave y'all my unbiasedness when it came to him. I'm just speaking on what I see and what I saw. You know, from numerous examples of his so-called quote unquote coaching ability. What else we talk about, man? That was the three topics, and then we kind of dove off to everywhere else, man. I kind of like to leave it open to kind of be able to stray off and go wherever we want to go. We talked about Ben Simmons, his so-called making a comeback. Gotta laugh at it because you can't take it serious. Only reason I say that because we done seen plenty of videos of this dude in the gym shooting jumpers as if, you know what I'm saying, he the next Steph Curry. And then he go out there in the game and he act like he Ray Charles. You got to make that make sense to some degree. And I don't think Ben Simmons is going to know how to make that make sense either, man. I got zero faith at all whatsoever, and seeing him to be able to do any of that, man. So we cooked on him a little bit or a lot. Cooked on. We talked about Zion as well. But yeah, we definitely tapping in. Like I said, man, I got some things lined up. Trying to get. I think the first one that might come out, man, is getting a hold of one of my guys that just formally or recently stopped playing overseas ball. So be able to get him on the live, get him talking, get him to kind of talk about his past experience playing overseas or European basketball versus domestic basketball, the difference between the two and what that means. So then that way everybody can see and know, what that means. What's good with a quick salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Hopefully you're feeling better, and doing better. Saw the message in that group thing that you got going on. So hopefully you're feeling better from there. Didn't get to see the live, like I said, and some of the lives I've been in and out of YouTube and been dealing with everything else I got going on at the house. So yeah, man. But again, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all got anything else for me, any questions for me, any topics y'all want to talk about, I'm here for it. If y'all ain't got nothing, man, I'm gonna shut this joint down, get in here and get something to eat before my kids wake up. Y'all know daddy duty it never stops. So they sleep right now. So I figured I had an opportunity to come out here, hop in the car real quick, get this live in because I ain't gonna do it in the house. I ain't trying to wake them up a minute earlier than I have to. So they they sleeping. So hey, I ain't gonna wake them up a minute earlier than I got to. So I'm gonna definitely slide somewhere else and go on the move and go on the go and get the cook in, man. But let me see, man. Let me check the chat real quick. Let me check the chat. She said, I didn't go live yesterday. My voice was gone. Oh, okay, okay. So you might have the same, or no, you said your voice is gone. I was gonna say you might got the same thing that everybody else got going on that's going around this random cough or this random type of little virus or cold that's going around, summer cold or whatever it's called. I don't know, but uh, drink drink some tea, flood the body with vitamin C because if it's the voice, as long as it's just the voice, that'll come back. But if it's the voice and you notice you got a cough or any of that, flood the body with vitamin C. It helps. But definitely drink some tea to help yourself out though for sure, and definitely feel better. But as always, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming through. Again, hit the like button, sub to the channel, and we're gonna be back on another one, man. Videos coming. Probably got a video dropping later, and videos gonna be coming randomly throughout the day, every day. So y'all keep an eye out for that, man. But again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all showing up. What can we say? Um, oh, what the hell? This thing just jumped on me super bad. What the hell? She said you ain't missed anything, light skin. uh, Officer's Boy says Dwight Howard underrated in your opinion? No, no, Dwight not underrated. I think I think he did himself a disservice by having some Skittles injury, some Skittles type of energy. I think Dwight did himself a disservice by doing that. He had too many sketch kind of moments that you almost want to put him in the same tier bucket as someone else that just recently got picked up by the feds. I ain't saying no names. We're gonna say well, in my opinion, I can't say allegedly because it did happen. He did get picked up, but that's kind of what shot Dwight. That's what shot Dwight in the foot, and the fact that he coming out talking extremely soft about not wanting to play with Kobe and how tough it was and all of that type of stuff. So he not doing himself no favors at all, man. What's good with the D free? Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through, bro. We said, damn, ragweed. What the hell is that? Oh, sinus infection. Oh, okay. I don't know much about them. I just know they typically give you some antibiotics and tell you to take a nap or not nap, but tell you to rest up as much as you can. Is the only thing I ever hear when I've ever heard anything about sinus infections and stuff like that. Um, Quee said Dwight Howard is in his element on Dancing with the Stars. I ain't even seen it, Queen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, man. Because like I said, I can't look at him the same, especially if you just got through, what I'm saying, battling something out legally about you having some potential kind of in the closet moments and stuff like that. I can't look at him. I don't know. He give off Dwight he give off some different type of energy and vibes about him that I can't see eye to eye with. You know what I mean? Like I can't see eye to eye with. That's the only thing I can say. I ain't gonna put myself in a position where I might mess up a potential future sit down conversation, via YouTube or something like that. But at the same time, like, yeah, nah. But nah, he ain't underrated. But he shot himself in the foot a lot of ways where he did himself a disservice that hurt his legacy though for sure. Um, Jay Gibbs said, Coach said that ninja was soft, soft. Definitely called him soft, bro. He's soft, soft. Like it's true. Where some people is all game, all play, all games, all the time, and then you start seeing just kind of the weird type of stuff. It's you can only look at it in a certain way. You know what I mean? He said, "Don't look at it." He said, "Don't look at it because he needs you come on out the closet blowing kisses." Oh man, oh man. He out here auditioning to be Meek Mill new sneaky link. Hey, allegedly, my opinion, whatever you want to call it, this is a joke. This is a joke. But me, don't let it, hey, boy, hey, man, woo don't let it be true that they find out about you. Philly, hey, Philly gonna get him up out of there quick as hell, bruh. But yeah, man, I ain't again, these is all jokes, man. These is all jokes, man. I just pointed at Dwight won the defensive player of the year a few years in the time. Oh yeah, no, he definitely a Hall of Famer. Well, don't get me wrong, he a Hall of Famer for sure. But he should be getting more credit than he should be getting more credit, but he don't because a lot of things he do got people looking at him a little sideways. That's why I said like he kind of hurt his legacy by doing some of the things, some of the zestiness that he was doing. He kind of hurt himself. Quee said, "Soft as a pincushion." Tell you, man. I was just saying Dwight went to the NBA Finals 2009, so he's not underrated at all. No, he's not underrated. He went to the finals, like bro. Dwight was one of those people that when he was at his best, when you was coming into the lane, you was there. He deterred people from coming into the lane for trying to do dunks or layups. You know, what I mean, he when he got into his element of his prime, bro, people wasn't coming in there like that. They knew better. Even if you floated that thing up to the top of the box, he still was going to get it because what 7 foot or 6'11", 7 foot, they got like a 40-inch vertical like that and is athletic like that. It's insane. So a lot of people wasn't going for it. They wasn't doing it. Quee said, pretty zesty looking to me. Yeah, yeah. I just was that's just my opinion. No, I respect that, bro. This ain't no argument for sure. No argument at all. I respect everybody's opinion. But yeah, Dwight, he oh man, Jake, yeah. Oh man. he's he the freak house MVP. Hey, that's wild, bro. That's wild, man. That's wild. That's wild, wild, wild. Quee said he's a good ball player when he needed to be, but off the court, very questionable behavior. Questionable is under. I think that's not even the right word, man. We got to go with something else. We got to find a different word for him. Yeah, Jay Gibb is wild for that. Jay Gibb is wild. He's the freak house MVP. That's wild, bro. That's wild, man. I bet. Nah, I ain't even say it, man. I ain't even say it. I was gonna say he the baby oil MVP, but I ain't even go there, man. I'm gonna mess around and get a strike, or I'm gonna get a strike, or I'm gonna get something. But we know, bro. We know. I just put Shaq unleashed on Ben Simmons, man. Yeah, yeah, he deserves it too, bro. Ben Simmons deserves everything. How the hell you get paid all, make all these hundreds of millions to show up and do absolutely nothing? I ain't never seen a part-time player make more than a full-time or salary employee in my life. Like, how is that real? How is that a thing? Like, you can't work part-time and make more than a damn full-time or a salary employee. Like that's insane. That dude wasn't even seasonal. He just worked when he wanted to work, man. Damn flop, yeah, bro. I just watched Shaq talk about Ben Simmons, and I agree with Shaq. Man, yeah, I talked about Ben Simmons too. I lit him up earlier, bro, and kind of went down the laundry list. That's why I said his comeback season. Nah, bro. When, like I said, when Team Australia tell you no, you can't be a part of the national team, do not come back. That's all bad. When another team tells you to go home, just go away. That's not good, bro. It's not good. And apparently, like he got his own family members coming out saying that he been that way since what was it, high school or college, where it was kind of like it's his way or the highway. Well, guess what? You gonna be on that lonely ass highway. NBA not going. You ain't gonna have owners forking out tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars to pay somebody that nah hell no. You'd be lucky if you get another $1 million contract. They gonna put his ass on. They gonna put his ass on a rookie incentive based contract or something. Quee said he was such a disappointment. That's an understatement. And yeah, yeah, definitely one of them things, man. Definitely one of them things. I ain't, man. Yeah, I clicked on him already. I ain't gonna hibachi him some more. It's just one of them things where they was trying to call him LeBron 2.0. Where? Shit, Bronny better than Ben Simmons right now. Stronger mentally than him. Bryce is too. Shit. I don't know Bron's daughter's name, but whatever her little name is, she's stronger than him too. Cause man, that's insane. I just play the Ben Simmons has been that way since he lost the Hawks in 2021, bro. He been that way since he got in the league, man. Just I don't know. Jay Gibbs said he a one hit wonder. Nah, he worse than a one hit wonder. He had an opportunity to be a one hit wonder, and he went to go hit and struck out. He said I had high hopes for him. Had is a pivotal word. I'm glad you used had. That shit is over with. Take the L out of lover, brother. It's over. Definitely over. But man, I don't know, man. He said, but Ben Simmons had no reason to lose to the Hawks. He got in his, they understood that he was mentally weak, and they understood he was mentally fragile. So they understood that if they broke him, they could if they broke him, they had the best chance to win that series. And to force him to become a scorer or a jump shooter, however you want to look at it. And they did just that. And that's how it played out. It was smart as hell on their part of how they played that whole situation, and it worked out for them. Smart. But all right, y'all. We done reached damn an hour and a half, man. Think I heard my kids screaming out the window. So they done got up, about to go in there, smash on some food, smash on some food, relax. It's Friday, so I hope everybody have a good Friday. Enjoy their time. Stay healthy, stay blessed. Enjoy whatever it is you got planned for the weekend, man. Hopefully it's good weather wherever you're at. And we're gonna get to it, man. But again, y'all already know, hit the like button, sub to the channel. Stay on the lookout for them videos, man. They coming, hot topics, new topics, my perspective, very unbiased, down the middle. And I'm open for engagement, man. Anybody that got I'm definitely a comment engagement type of person. So you make a comment, I'm definitely gonna respond to it. Nothing is going unread, nothing is going unresponded to. So y'all leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. But as always, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all supporting the grind, supporting the channel, man. With that said, we up out of here. We gone.